Hi and welcome to Python tutorial. This is an on-screen keyboard that I developed using Python itself. So let me just show you guys how it works. So right there we have creating, and we can tab and space. Okay, so what I intend to do now is take you guys straight into Python, and we can put one of these together, and you guys will see how I've managed to put something like this together anyway. So let's do that now. Okay, welcome back to Python development environment. I will start by going for as follows. I'll try. The reason being, I want to give the user the opportunity to be able to import the old version of Python. Okay, that's for Python 2, and let's import tk inner as tk. So if you have version 2, so you're going to be able to import, or you're going to be able to use this code as well. Or let's go for accept import error. Okay, that should accept import error. Then now let's go for Python 3, and exactly the same thing. Let me just copy that. I'm going to copy that and just paste it right there. Then we change the T to lowercase t and k. This is supposed to be lowercase. Right now, supposing you have the latest version, so let's go for something like from function tools k, so import particular. Alright, so that's it. Now what I'm going to do is I will then import from tk in, let's import all. I have all of those in there just in case if you have a problem importing any of the Python component, which hopefully you shouldn't do. Okay, there. So the first thing I want to do now is to let me give my component a name. I just call that keyboard underscore app. I created one of these previously, so the code will be very similar. The only difference is there's a lot of use of the graphical user interface in here. Alright, so that is the name of my app right there. So let's give it a title. I'm just going to copy that, paste it right here. That's my title dot title. So you can call it what you like, but I'm going to call my on-screen keyboard. There. Now let's set the let me go forward my back color. Let's put that inside. Back color equals, I think I like this color. You can change it to whatever you want. You can call it sky blue, but I seem to prefer powder blue, so I'm just going to change that to powder blue. So that's the background color. Okay, the next thing I would do is let's prevent it from being from the user not to be able to resize it. So I'm going to say resizable. Okay, let's say 0,0. That's it, which means end user will not be able to resize the program. So let's come in here and just say keyboard underscore app dot main loop. There. Okay, let's just save this. Go to file, save as, and get it on board somewhere here. So I'm just going to call it screen keyboard. Okay, there. So the next thing is, let's just give it a try and see how the application look like for now. There we go. So that's our app for now. Okay, we cannot resize it, as you can see. Supposing I comment this out, let's see what will happen. Okay, so we can resize. Yeah, alright. But I will not want the user to be able to resize it, so that's it. Okay, the next thing I will do is let's enter as follows. Maybe enter our text box first. So right here, let's say the text box, we just call that that's for the text. I'm just calling the text widget. Okay, let's say that's the name of my app right there, comma, and let's go for the width. That's my width in there. Might not even need it. And font, let's get the font. The font will determine the size of this text box, really. So that's how you get your font in. And there, comma, let's go for maybe 20, comma, let's say bold right there. So that's my font. No, let's just enter comma right here. Close this as well. Let's say dot. Let's go for grid there, and where I want it, let's do that. Row equals 1, and I would like the column to actually span for about, let's go for maybe 40. Why not? Let's close that for now. So that's my text box right there. So let's run it, save, and just see how it will look for now. You see, that's the text box in there. You see how big it is. Alright, so let's close that and just reduce the whole thing to maybe about 10, and you guys might be able to see what I'm talking about. Run it again, and right there, you see that you are unable to see the background for now, but don't worry, you'll see it. Okay, maybe we should even enter the title here. Why not? Let's come in here and just copy all of this and just change it around, paste that in there. That'll be my label. Let's say I have a label here. Okay, let's call that label 1, and here let's import the widget label. There we go. And this very label, we have the, let's get rid of this, and just enter the text value equals Onscreen keyboard. Alright, that's my label there. The fonts, let's make the font a little bit bigger. We got the font as 30, and press enter there. Okay, then we now want, let's enter a comma right there, or maybe here, and right underneath here we want as follows. Let's close this. Right here we want it to be powdered blue. You can just copy all of this, copy that, paste that in there, delete this, and delete all of this. So that is it. Okay, that is the background of this very label. I want it to be powdered blue, and I then want it to be on row 0. Okay, and that's how long I want it to be. So I think that'll be about the fonts. Let's go for the font FG. Okay, equals, let's make that black. Yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right, that's black. Now what else do we need? I think that will do it. So here I have a text box. I'm actually using TextBox instead of entry. There's one called entry, something like this. Yeah, it's called entry. This only allows a single line of input, but with the text widget you can enter multiple lines. That's why I'm using text widget. Okay, so let's run it now and see. Alright, you see what I mean, guys? So we have our title there, and we also have our text box in there. Okay, text box with multiple lines. Alright, so close that. So now we're getting somewhere. The next thing we need to do now is to create all our buttons. So you guys pay attention and have a good look at these lines of codes. This is just for my label, and here is for my text box. Can't remember showing you guys the difference between these and entering. Okay, the text widget, this is the text widget. You can see is for multiple lines. Okay, you see that. But supposing if I decide to use the entry widget, that's how you write it. So let's save it now, and there we go. That's the entry widget right there. You can see that. Okay, you can enter whatever you want to enter in there, but just on a single line. Okay, and that's my reason for using the text widget. Just undo that. There we go. So let's start with the buttons right now. So we'll start by, that is what I'm going to call my button. So let's just call it buttons, and square bracket there. Then we enter an apostrophe again, then a comma, and the first character as the first character. The second one would be, let's say, lowercase q, and I will just speed that up, and right there we go, guys. Though it's nothing will happen right now because I still have to call it, but let's just save it and run it so that you guys see nothing is happening. You can't see the button. We just have 1 or 2 things to do now. So next thing I want to do is to then, let's declare the following variable for the rows of how I want the buttons to be. So I want the buttons to be in row 3. If you notice, the label is in row 0 and the text itself is in row 1. So maybe I can even put this in row 2 actually. So let's go for row 2, and the column itself, by column, let's put that in column 0. Okay, so let's move this up a little bit so that you guys can see it. Now we use a for loop for button in buttons. Now I'm referring to buttons right here. Let's use command and let's embed lambda. Lambda is a very, very special function actually. You use it to get by is an invisible function, but you can always read up on that and find out how lumps works. Okay, I'm going to select. So what I want to select is X, and that X, that's supposed to be the buttons. Alright, so that is that. I think I might end up with an error here. Let's indent. Now let's call our buttons and do that. Now if supposing the button, if this button is not equals to space button right there, okay, so I want the following. Okay, let's say take enter dot button. So I'm now asking the system to create button itself, and now let's call the name of my project right there, this keyboard app. Paste that in there, comma, text equals button. So I'm referring to all of this text in there. Okay, so you can close that. Let me close that before coming to modify it, and we just see how that will look like. Let's just say command itself, so that I can get this system working, equals command, right, dot grid. Okay, and the role in this case, let me make that, I can just type into there equals 2, or I can always copy this by value equals by row. Alright, and the column itself, the column will be column. So let's just come in here, maybe press enter and enter the column right here, equals y column right there, this one. Okay, so let's see if this is going to work for now. Let's run, save and run it and see what will happen. So we have a problem there. Okay, right there I was meant to enter a column. Okay, so save, press F5 to run it again. There we go, nothing is happening. I'm just going to copy this. Let's copy all of that, or let's finish up with this first. Let's command equals command. Yeah, let's copy it. Let's copy all of that and paste it there. And supposing it is equals to space. Okay. I think I have an error here. Let's move this down. Bring that down, and let's save and run again and see. Alright, yeah, at least I have one button showing. Let's close that and run it again. As you can see, I have one button right there. Okay, so let's continue. So the next thing now is this button that is in row. Okay, one is in row, this one is should be in, let's give that row 6. Okay, that's for the space button. Save that and press F5. Alright, you can see all of the buttons are there somewhere. Okay, now we now need to call this variable there, and then write a bit of function that will arrange these buttons. So let's say column plus equals 1, and if by column less than 15, because I have about 15, of those. If you count these, I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. I think it's 15. Yeah, it is 16. That would be 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. That is correct. Okay, so let's go. And viral equals, let's make that 2, then column equals 0. Alright, then viral itself as plus equals 1, and that is all. So let's just copy this for this second one, copy and paste it right there, and that is 3. Hey, that will be all for now. So let's save and press F5. Let's see what will happen. There we go, guys. Those are the buttons. Okay, the buttons looks very small right now, so that can be easily taken care of. Right here, we come in here and just take care of the buttons. So with the buttons, let's give it a width of equals 5. That is for the button. Okay, comma. Now come in here, save, and see. Let's see what will happen. You see that now it's improved a little bit. Okay, if the width is 5, let's change this one. That's for the space bar. Let's change that to approximately, let's go for 118. Press F5 and just run it. There we go. It's right here somewhere. That is it. But now we're gonna have to find a way to position it. Okay, the next thing is, let's add some padding to it. X padding equals 3, and y pad y equals 3, and let's say BD equals 12. So that should format it a little bit more. Okay, if that works fine, then alright, that's looking good for the space bar. So we can just copy that. Let's copy those lines from here. Let's copy all of this, copy, paste it here. Alright, now let's use fonts. I'm just going to copy all of these fonts and paste that in here, and paste it right here as well. Let's change the size of these very fonts, because that might be too large. Okay, run the program. We have an error. Okay, get rid of that one. Okay, save and run again. There we go. Okay, it's looking good. Alright, so but it's not there yet. Now we have a couple of things to take care of. Let's change the color of this button itself. I still prefer my old color, powder blue. Right there, let's copy and paste it somewhere here. I think maybe I should just press enter there and paste it right here. Good, and move it up So which means if I run it, let's repeat the same thing for this. Let's run it again. And there you can see the color of the buttons now, though it's not doing anything yet. Okay, let's adjust all of that. Now the next thing is, let's enter active background. So when you click on the button, that will be the color. So that is equals, let's make that white. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Alright, so when you click on the button, that's what you will see, white color. Then we have active font. Let's copy that and paste it here. The active fonts, active foreground, that will be maybe something. Let's change that. Okay, maybe something like that. Alright, now let's raise it up a little bit. Raised, comma. So I'm going to copy all of this. Let's copy all of that and press enter, paste it here. Control S, run the program, and let's see. Okay guys, can you see the difference? Okay, when I run it, when I click, you see white color there. Okay, so let's go back and just try to finish it. Alright, now the next thing we need to do now is to find a way and position everything to get it centered properly. Okay, I've just carried out some adjustment here, so let's run it and see how it will look like now. Okay, and save it. Alright, that's much better, but it's still not doing anything. So as you can see, right, just because we haven't written out our function for select. Okay, now let's take care of that. Come up here and right underneath here, let's write our function. Okay, define select. Okay, that'll be, let's say, value column if value, okay, the value equals, let's go for space. Now what I want the system to do is entry dot insert tk inner dot end comma, let me just enter some space there. That might be too much. Okay, that's a little bit too much there. So that'll be the space. As for the space, so now supposing we want to use the tab, I have a tab there as well. Just want to copy that, paste that in there and change this to tab there. So let's add a little bit more space in there. Okay, that is for my tab. Else, let's say else entry dot insert, that should insert any content or any text in there. Alright, dot end comma value. Okay, that should do it. So let's indent this one, or we might end up with an error there. If I save and run and see what will happen. Okay, move this up a little bit and just nothing is happening yet. Let's see what the error might be this time around. Looking at this, it's saying the object has no attribute insert. So let's close that again and alright, come right here, let's change this. Okay, hopefully that should do it. And here, okay, that's fine. Run again and see. Move that up. Alright, that's fine, it's working as we want. Okay, let's see space. Okay, let's see the tab. Tab is working. That's fine. Now let's come in here and let's see. Let's increase this font size to maybe 12, and that's for tab, that's space. Okay, I think that would be all for now. Let's see. Let me just show you guys the codes one more time so that you have a good look at it. Bring it down. Okay, take it up. So those are the lines of codes. As you can see, it's very straightforward. So let's run it again and see how it will look like. There, that is how it looks, but the problem now is you cannot see the space bar anymore. So let's take it back to 12. Was it 10? Okay, let's take it back to 10. There, and that's 10 now. So save, run the program again. Let's move this up. You still cannot see it. I think I've only changed one. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's give it a try again. There we go. Alright, so we can enter whatever in there, and let's come in here and increase the space. Tab here. Okay, that might be a little bit more obvious. I'll run it and see how it will look. Right there, guys, and that is how you develop your own keyboard in Python. Okay, let's see, run it one more time. Right there, guys. Okay, so with that, I'll just call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. Bye for now.